Hey guys, it's Elle. I know this is a bit random, but I am heading to Japan. Well, by the time this video is up, I will already be in Japan, of course. Not that many people know about this trip, just a couple of my closer friends, and I really haven't told many people in my life about it because it's a bit of a personal journey for me. And also, I really have no idea how it's gonna go and what is actually going to happen. To be honest, the last time I was in Japan, things ended pretty catastrophically, so I don't really want to have high hopes for this trip. But I will say that there are many things that I have on my agenda and many things that I do hope to achieve during my time here. I'm not thinking of this as a holiday at all. It's not like that. It's more of a mission. It's a mission of healing and seeking closure from my past years working in Tokyo. And it's a mission of hopefully opening new doors in Japan, starting over in a new city with new people and a new self, a new understanding of what I want in life and how to make it happen. And perhaps more importantly, I now have a better understanding of what not to do.
This is cool. I haven't really been to the international airport in a while in Vancouver. It's kind of like this whole river section. People threw a bunch of coins in. It's pretty cool. Looking for gate 71. I think I was really stressed out like right until you go to the gates. Once you've passed the gates though, once you've gotten like all your electronics through, you haven't actually carried like any knives or scissors in your backpack and you're good. Now I can like finally start to chill a bit. But I know like once I get onto the airplane, I'll be good. Oh damn, there's fish. There's actually fish. There's like a whole aquarium here. I don't even remember this. Here, I'll show you.
Unlike last time that I was working in Tokyo, this trip is only gonna be 3 months, not 3 years. Plus, fingers crossed the world won't break into a global pandemic the moment I land in Japan this time, so I keep trying to tell myself what could go wrong. And yet, with the ghosts of my past in Japan looming over my head, I was surprised to find how stressed I became in the days leading up to my trip.
I was working in Tokyo for almost 3 years until about 2 years ago. And so it was a really difficult trip for me. And like as soon as I got there, the whole like pandemic started and I faced a lot of like workplace issues. And in the end, I actually ended up getting hit by a car and I had to have surgery there. And I ended up having to rush back to Vancouver kind of in a very haphazard way. And I didn't really get much closure. So like ever since I touched down in Vancouver, like those 2 years ago, I've been wanting to go back to Japan. I've been wanting to go back and like get some closure in Tokyo. And also kind of one of the main things I've always wanted to do in my life was to go and kind of spend an extended amount of time in the town or like the city where my mom was originally born. Like I visited there before, like when I was living in Tokyo, I kind of went for like one night at a time or like 2 nights at a time here or there, like on the weekends, but it's really quite far from Tokyo where I was living, so I couldn't stay for an extended period of time. So this time I'm actually gonna go and stay there for 3 months, and it's gonna be really different from anything I've ever experienced. Because within Japan, I've really only lived in metropolitan Tokyo, like really urban. So I've never had the chance to live in more of like a countryside area of Japan. But it's something that I've always wanted to experience, and the opportunity just kind of arose, and I felt like I think the timing is a bit difficult for me in terms of like raising my puppies and everything because I have to leave both my puppies back home, obviously. So the timing is not ideal, but like this opportunity just arose. I'm like, if I don't take this, I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my life. This might be a once in a lifetime chance. So I have to go. So yeah, here I am at the airport. I literally just bought my ticket like a few weeks ago. It was kind of like a very quick, like spur of the moment decision. And so I really haven't had the chance to tell most people about it. And I feel like most people don't even know exactly why I'm going. And then before I go to the place my mom was originally born, I'm gonna spend a few nights in Tokyo, kind of revisit the area where I used to live, which is called like Suginami Ward. It's called like Ogikubo, Asagaya, and Koenji. And hopefully meet a few like old colleagues and friends who I haven't seen in like a few years since everything went down. So yeah, I'm a lot more nervous than I expected to be.
But fortunately, ANA, which is the airline I was using, they're such a fun airline, and that really helped to distract me at least a little bit. I wasn't even aware that there was a Pikachu plane until I got to my gate and I looked out the window, but there it is. and they honestly did not fail to impress. They carried the theme throughout the entirety of the flight, and even the in-flight safety featured Pokemon characters. The only downfall of this might be that I was far too busy paying attention to the cuteness, and I don't think I was really listening to any of the safety precautions. The napkins, the paper cups, the headrests, all were Pokemon themed, and the flight attendants even walked through the aisles holding a large Pikachu plushie so that passengers could take photos within. I can't show you the standard in-flight meal, unfortunately, because I requested a special meal. I had seen ahead of time online that the only 2 meal options for my flight would be pork or beef, and I just wasn't feeling it, so I opted for what they call the Hindu meal. Just before we landed, the flight attendants handed us these envelopes containing Pokemon stickers, a Pokemon boarding pass, and a wooden carved keychain with Pikachu on it. It was a really, really nice touch. So after getting off the plane, I activated my SIM card so that I could use Google Maps on my phone, and then I loaded my Suica card or my IC card before I got onto the train headed for my hotel. I had booked a capsule hotel in Kinshicho. I'd never been to that exact area of Tokyo before, but it has great access to a lot of the central areas of the city, and yet it was really affordable.
I think I'm somewhere near my hotel. Oh, there it is. Yeah, yes, found it.
It took about an hour to get there from Haneda Airport. After checking into my hotel and leaving my luggage there, I decided to head out to the nearby 24-hour Seiyu supermarket to see if I could grab anything quick for dinner. It was already quite late at night, so there wasn't a whole lot of ready-to-eat options, but at least most of the things that were remaining were discounted a bit. And of course, I had to check out the Japanese sweets. I didn't actually buy any that night, but they're so fun to look at, so I had to at least do a quick run by the sweets aisle. Oh, and I also stopped by a 7-Eleven super quick to grab an onigiri.